Welcome. You're listening to
OpenBoxProductions.
We're here to talk about film and productions. We're your hosts,
Tan,
Donnie,
Kareem.
and yeah, we're here. This is our podcast as OpenBoxProductions. How's it going, guys?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
it's a good
Yeah.
mythical morning.
We finally got Tan in the table.
Tan, my main
It's an
man.
honor to be here.
No, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be here. Yeah, we.
Where do we start?
Where do we?
Can you catch me up on
So,
where
start?
it happened?
so last week we knew our issues.
Yeah,
Donnie.
we learned a lot. No, we learned a lot. Like
Yeah,
how to set it up, everything like that. Now we've pretty much decided that this is gonna be an Open Box Productions
Yes.
podcast. So
and the create and talk is your production company, your separate production
you don't have to
company.
mention that, but like yeah, it is my production company.
Of course, I have to mention that. You know what I mean? Because people don't know what Create and Talks is.
To be clear.
Jack
And I-
Productions.
Am I pronouncing that wrong? I feel like I'm pronouncing that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, this is since all three of us are here involved, we really wanted it to it's going to be its own production company, not our own separate company. So it's not a Create and Talk company. It's not
Dots
so-
company.
What
Dots
you're saying is we're
same.
all gonna have three separate individual companies.
We still have
Well,
our own
Tan,
thing.
Tan, you are do you have a company?
Not yet.
You're
We're
mine.
getting
Wow.
KDTLA
You're-
OC.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
Kareem, Donnie, and Tan, Los
Yeah.
Angeles, and Orange.
So yes, this whole this podcast, you're gonna listen to this podcast on
Ba-
Open Box Productions, Open Box Podcasting
Open Box Productions.
Productions. Yes.
Yes.
Open Box Productions.
Yes. Okay, so why don't we start with Tan? Who are you?
Who are you, Tan?
My name is Tan Twardowski. I'm 22 years old from Orange County, baby. And then I go to Castle Long Beach where I met these fine gentlemen.
Yeah. Whoa! You met me at OCC, dude.
We did.
We go way long
You
back.
met me at Castle Long Beach.
Pirates Fly, baby.
Yeah.
Go Beach. So yeah, let's start with what we learned about from last week's podcast to here, and how we can move from there.
Audio is very, very important.
So what are our changes in audio? What did we do last time,
So-
and then how did we change?
What we did last time was we had I had a Rode lavalier microphone.
So that's not.
Which I'm not saying the lavalier wasn't great. It was fantastic, but it was it's not meant for a video podcast.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely.
So I had used our podcast microphone, which we're using right now, and Donnie, you brought your own microphone.
I can't afford a podcast microphone or a condenser microphone, so I just use my
which is
shotgun.
which is not bad
It's
at
not
all.
bad
It's
at
pretty
all.
good.
Yeah. Have you? Did you watch the last
I did.
podcast?
I watched the whole thing.
What did you think
Wow.
about it? I mean, honestly, what did you think about
I
that?
thought it was a lot of self-criticism that
Uh-huh.
will help us in the future be better.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I
Something
like.
I
That's true.
thoroughly enjoyed listening to.
Yeah,
So-
great. Thank you. Yeah.
I love you.
And then of course, what else? There was another problem.
I think.
A little bit of overgain on Donnie's mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we solved that
right.
with the headphones.
Saw that with the
I
headphones.
think the headphones definitely help right
Headphone.
now. I feel like since I have a mic and headphone combination in front of me, I feel like I'm more stable at my talking. Don't you think so?
Definitely, 100%.
When you
Okay.
can hear yourself, you know what your volume is.
Exactly.
It's
Right.
even
Right. Then I don't have to like flame my arm,
Oh, yeah.
fling my arms around too much and like show my teeth too much because I don't like my teeth.
But basically, what we did was we asked each other how we got into filmmaking.
Mhm.
So Tan, since people don't know who you are, we would like to ask you, how did you get into filmmaking?
Really cool story. Not really. But it was.
Come closer to the mic. Come
so
closer.
my older brother Asher,
Kiss the mic.
he was the first man in my family into film, and I think when I was like maybe 8 or 9, we made a home video, and we called it Tan Bond, and it's a James Bond video.
Tan Bond.
And
Tan Bond.
It was really like this, like it was before the flip camera was even invented, like
Okay.
the whole that thing. It was like a little camcorder. We did a video. I was James Bond, and I ran around. I went to a clone factory and was shooting my younger brother like 4 different times in different outfits because we got limited actors, very small budget production. So
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
every time we shot the gun, turn the lights on and off.
Ooh,
It looked legit.
wow.
It looked
Wow,
legit.
that's such
That's an ingenious plan.
I know,
You
right?
know, out of the time that I've met you, Tan, I feel like you have a creative way of like you have like if somebody gave you 3 tools, I think you can take those tools and turn them into some type of film without without needing all the like big production stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Tan, what's your favorite movie?
Interstellar.
Why?
It's a movie that hits on about, I would say, 10 different themes. It's got romance, it's got action, it's got thriller, it's got sci-fi. It's incredibly scientifically accurate, and it even has a father-daughter struggle, dude. Like, something about that movie really got me going to the point where I don't really cry in any movies, but Interstellar has gotten me closest to tears than any other movie. So I just find it very personal to me when it comes to the accuracy. They even touch on religion, which is super cool, and the whole time lapse. I don't know.
Do you like it more for like the aesthetics of the film, or do you like it more because of the story?
I like it mostly for its scientific accuracy.
Okay.
There's a book on Amazon where it tells you the scientific part of the film.
Written by Mr. Kip Thorne.
There you go.
There you go.
Weren't we actually talking about this?
Was it a film and culture class?
It wouldn't. That's an inside joke.
That's an inside joke.
No. It was. You remember the international students that we had in cinematography, and we all went to lunch together.
Tim and Momo?
Yeah, and then we all talked about and then Tim or Momo was it was Tim. No, it's Tim. Tim was telling us there was a book on Amazon. And
Yes.
Then, yeah.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if I'll ever read it, but we'll find out.
Does that mean does Christopher Nolan, is that your favorite director? Is he your favorite director?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dark Knight Trilogy.
Okay.
That's pretty
Pizza
good.
pasta.
So what are your future plans for yourself, Tan?
Well, I'm gonna graduate with this semester with the Bachelor in Films, and then after that, I'm probably gonna go back to OCC to get an astronomy degree. They have a small little certificate there, and I only got a couple more classes left.
Astronomy degree?
Why?
Yeah.
Why astronomy?
Just it's passion, something I enjoy.
Oh, nice.
Do you have a telescope?
No.
Do you want to get a telescope?
I do have a 70 to 300 millimeter lens, and then I bought an adapter tube so I can put it on my Lumix, and that adapter tube has a factor of 2, so it becomes a 140 to 600 millimeter. And I've got some pretty cool star pictures and some moon pictures with that thing.
I took astronomy like 3 or 4 semesters ago at OCC, and they had an outing like come see the moon. I think it was a red moon.
I went to that.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Did you see me there?
I don't think I saw you, but I have a picture of me. I posted a picture of myself at that event on Instagram that night.
So I was there, and they had a telescope where one person had a lens where you can attach the lens to the telescope and then put your camera to that and then take a photo from the sun.
That's so cool.
Dude, it was really beautiful.
So you have that type of lens.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be like a sports lens for Nikon, but
you're able to emulate that type of tool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, bring that lens sometime. Maybe we can use
Donnie just loves lenses.
I love lenses. So we should have like a show and tell sometime.
Over
like,
that's a good idea.
No, not just over lenses. Like stuff like, this is a new
This is
thing
my
I
dog.
bought. Yeah.
His name's Bruce.
This is my dog. I have Kai. I have my cat Kai. I can bring my cat Kai. No, dude, he would eat all my wires, and he would jump on the table and mess everything. I don't want to.
No, never mind. It's okay. Yeah, we'll stick with non-living objects if possible.
Okay, I have a question for everybody.
Okay.
Do you love going to the movies?
I'm as a film major, I'm not a big moviegoer, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, but if something like attracts me, then I would really go to it, and usually I'm on point. Like the last movie I saw was Farewell. And to me, I just recently got more into like the aesthetics of film, but I'm really more of a storyteller. So I'm more into the story aspect of.
It's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm just saying that as time is changing, it's really hard to get people to go to the movies nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
So I feel like you never go to the movies.
I love space and I love movies, and when Ad Astra came out, I was like, "Wow, it looks really good." No motivation. Never went and saw it. But
I saw Ad Astra. It was really good.
Joker got me out of the house.
Oh,
okay.
dude, Joker.
And that was,
yeah. I could talk about Joker all day long, man. That movie, dude. The score on that film.
The score. I heard the score. I haven't. I've heard the.
She won an Oscar. I'm so
Did
sorry.
she?
I forgot her name, but I need to know her name.
Did you go to the Oscars, or you just watched the movies?
Okay, so at Cinemark Century Theater, they had a pass called Oscar Week Pass, and it was $35, and you go see all the nominated Best Picture films.
Oh, no way.
So for a whole week, I went there and I saw all the nominated films. I saw Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, Parasite, everything. And it was amazing. But the sad part was that there was barely anybody there.
Oh, I see. But I think I'm assuming most of them probably watched the movie. So
That's a marketing problem.
That's a marketing problem. That's right. Nobody knows about it. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's right. Although I think I have to say for the fair, like to be fair, is I think I was also going really late. So I think not many people go out late. I think people would go in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
That makes sense.
So
as 2020, I guess Parasite won Best Picture, correct?
Parasite won.
So
they got 4 Oscars.
Great. Aside from Parasite, what other movie you felt like could win? Could have won. I mean.
Well, so I saw the first movie that I saw was Joker, and then I loved that. I fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw 1917, and I was like, dude, the editing on that, it was all, it was all shot to make, it was all to look like it was shot on one take.
Right.
And as a film editor major, I was looking at try to see where they did all the cuts, and it was amazing.
It's flawless.
It was flawless.
See, that's I like 1917 for its editing and how the editing really works with the story. That's why I'm more of a storyteller, as I said again, but is that how that is cut? It really runs with the story. That's why I felt like that would be my top runner.
Right.
But of course, Parasite based on the story and.
But then the thing is I saw Marriage Story. And that one was intoxicating. No, like that one was very, very intoxicating. Just the relationship between a man and a woman and them getting a divorce was just nothing that I've ever seen before. Like you always see a movie that they have divorce in it. But what I saw in Marriage Story, the director was Noah. I forgot his last name. I got to memorize the people's names here. It was just so intoxicating. I can't
you really follow through the whole.
You follow through, but then you feel so like claustrophobic. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a movie I saw in 2016, No Escape with Owen Wilson.
Okay,
you guys heard about that?
I heard of that.
Yeah,
that was the best movie seeing. I was in a theater and I watched it, and it was really just. I walked out, my legs were like shaking because I was flexing the whole time because I was so like thrilled by that movie.
Was it a horror?
It's a thriller.
Oh,
it's about Owen Wilson, and he moves his family like somewhere in Southeast Asia, like in the kind of the Vietnam area, and they don't say any country names because they're trying to avoid the politics. The movie's story.
Right.
And while they're in the country, there's a coup breaks out, and he and his family have to survive the coup, and they're hunting Americans and outsiders because they were taking advantage of the water and weren't like helping leaving any water for the natives. Really good story. Constant action.
Sounds really familiar.
Yeah, that sounds. I'm sure I haven't watched it, but like that sounds. What's the title again?
No Escape.
No Escape.
No Escape.
Yeah.
No Escape by Owen Wilson.
By Owen Wilson.
I feel like that's on my list,
with Owen
but I
Wilson,
just haven't seen it yet.
No, it's by Owen Wilson.
By Owen Wilson.
No.
Okay. By Owen Wilson.
Okay, so far we talked about movies, so we're gonna take a little break and we'll get back with you in a little bit.
Welcome back, everybody. How are you doing?
Welcome back.
Good, thank you.
Tan, we need to get to know you a little bit better more.
Okay.
Who are you, man?
Off,
Again, who are you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, continue. Who am I? I like.
We're putting him on the spot.
We're putting him on the spot.
You have to get used to it, man.
Okay, how about
I like
this?
to rock climb and surf, and then I play paintball sometimes, and then snowboarding's fun, and then I'm afraid of heights.
Wow, you're really afraid of heights?
Yeah.
But I feel like you're such a daredevil. Like you can do anything.
I try and push myself to the best I can be.
Right.
Like I'm terrified of heights, but I rock climb, so it's very ironic.
I know. That's what I was
Yeah.
about to say. Like, don't you like do some like extreme sports? But how
the hardest part of the climb is coming down. just letting go of the ropes, letting go of the wall.
Wait. Now, what type of rock climbing do you do? Like, do you do one where like you're harnessed, or
yes,
like at a rock climbing gym area, or like do you go up to the mountains and you climb by yourself?
So I hurt my tendons, so I don't really go out and climb anymore, or really climb at all. I'm kind of like a poser. But when I do climb, it's in the gym and it's on top rope, which means I have a harness and a rope attached to me.
Okay. So since we're all film majors, that's a pretty good idea to film right there.
I know.
Oh,
do you film yourself?
I have a current project right now. Project climb that has been like over a year in the making. It's I'm using no holds, and it's just two walls that are kind of, it's like a chimney, and I pin my body between the walls. I'm pushing my hands in and my back against the wall, and I wiggle my way up.
Oh, okay.
And it's about 27 feet up is at the height of our walls, and I'm just trying to do that on. It's the most physically exhilarating thing ever. I'm exhausted for a week after that if I do it. Try it once.
I bet.
I bet. I need to try rock climbing at least just to help.
I did it. I loved it. It was fun.
Did you do it at Long Beach?
No, I did. There's a place here in Huntington Beach where they had like an indoor climb, and you can do with the rope, or you can do without the rope, but you have to have a cushion under you as long as it was fun, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty good workout. But I mean, at the same time, it's also good to film too.
So, what type of projects do you want to do eventually, Tan?
I try and my projects. I try and keep away from being as cliche, so I try and have my own style to it. Whenever I'm doing a personal project, I like to film myself. I just find it to be easier to not have to schedule with anybody else, or I also think it's funny when I make videos of myself. So
yeah, dude, remember the
dancing video project?
That
was fun.
Random.
Yeah,
you should put that as a break, or you should use that as an intro.
Well, that has songs though. Podcast might not like the songs.
That's true. Well, I mean, we'll just use the video and then.
You know what? Speaking of that, that's the question that we brought up last week or 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Using songs for your videos. Right. Now, Tan, do you ever edit your videos and then you put a song on and then it gets flagged? How do you feel about that?
Do you put it on YouTube though?
I do have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly private stuff, like editing videos from when I was in like middle school or in high school that I'm not very proud of anymore. So I'll hide it for now until I get my confidence back up or something, earn it, and then I'll put it back out. But
how do you feel? Do you ever get flagged though? Or
I do. I have like 3 flags or something like that.
Oh really?
Because I just like download whatever music and throw it on there, which is illegal because I'm stealing their songs. Which is it's their song. They should have the right to it, but it's annoying.
It is annoying, and we were
saying that like, how can we like, because when we're editing, we're thinking of the shot for shot, and then we're going through our music, and then we just pick one music. Oh, hey, we like this one. It works very well.
And then there's sometimes where there's an idea that comes up in our head where it's based on a song. Yeah, we want to definitely use that song sometimes too. Like
how can we buy the rights to that? And like the rights, I'm assuming, are going to be super, super like expensive.
Right, and I know you, and I think I mentioned it before, and I know YouTube are kind of working with certain recording companies that if we use a certain song, then any ad revenue goes to them, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's what happened to my videos, and like the song's still in the videos, which is really cool.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. Then if that continues, then that gives us more creators a little bit more freedom on what we want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Anyway.
I feel like that's something we as low budget, filmmakers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's part of a challenge. We have to adapt to, like, some of my greatest like ideas for movies come from songs.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I hear a song, I'm like, wow, it'd be really cool if we were in an underground casino right now.
That's how I
think.
Exactly.
Right. And then the story begins. It's like, oh, that's really, I'm right about that.
At least do that. Yeah.
But then I can't use that song because it's owned by some record company. So.
Have you guys ever like, when you have your headphones on and you're listening to a song, like a score from a music, and you're walking into class, or you're walking in like the hallway to class, or walking in school, and you just feel like you're in a movie,
dude,
just walking through, and like
the song "Sabotage" by Beastie Boys. I always want to do that, like just walking, especially like if I'm going to a test, like I'm about to do an exam, put that on, walking from my camera to my classroom.
This is all yours.
And like it's like, yeah, I got this. I got
like,
this test.
I
always imagine myself I'm in that zone in that movie.
Like I like listening to a lot of score songs, like not like where lyrics are involved. So and it's like I always listen to like Mission Impossible, the beat of Mission Impossible, or like James Bond, and like I'm just like walking around like looking at people like while like having the song in my head, and I feel like I'm in a movie or something like that.
I have the entire Interstellar soundtrack on my phone.
That's nice.
Nice.
And I have a vinyl hanging in my room. framed.
What?
A vinyl of the Interstellar soundtrack.
Nice.
I have a
Nice.
shrine to Interstellar in my bedroom.
Nice.
Dude, I have a lot of posters in my room. Like I have a Scarface poster. I have a Citizen Kane poster, and
That's
then Skyfall poster. But I recently bought a smaller poster this time, not a big one, but of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of really like that one. I'm hoping that my dream would be to get everybody to sign that from the cast.
I think I'm more of a tech guy. If I want to put posters, it's not so much like film. I'll probably put like a film of or a poster of like a Canon camera or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a tech.
I have a giant Applebee's Apple sign hanging in my room.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a really good movie.
That's a very good movie. I can't wait to see that.
Tan, what
Every
would
day.
what would be? Do you have any flaws in filmmaking?
Or
plethora.
what do you feel like you need to improve yourself?
Yeah.
More.
Maybe that's a
on?
better way to say it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? I'm telling you, I said in the last podcast what was wrong with me. Like I was honest. 100%
Yeah, I was
honest.
saying it's a very
And-
self-critical.
And I'm
podcast,
going to be
which is
more
healthy.
honest too. Yeah, this is we
This is a
are
safe place.
we are still learning, and we're gonna keep learning, and hopefully this platform right now is a way for us to be able to like learn more about how we can improve. And of course, if we have any audiences watching this or listening to this, maybe you can help us also.
So, Tan, so what's wrong with you, Tan?
I would say I'm complacent, and what that means is I'm okay with settling for less to get the project done. It's
okay.
That's what I was trying to say
mean,
earlier. When people can give you like a set of tools and you're willing to use those tools to get the project done without outsourcing other stuff.
It's a pro and a con. It's pro because one, you get the job done, but the con is like it could be better.
Right.
But
right,
I settle for less, and that's
I feel that's kind of
sacrifice.
I feel because sometimes I'm very critical. Most of the time, I'm very critical about my videos.
I'm very critical about my videos.
But I always try to say like, you know what, I'll just post it just to post it in there because for my channel, at least for my company at least, my purpose is to be able to learn more and be able to improve to the next one, right? So if I always like think it that way, then I'm like, okay, it's okay to be a little bit loose.
That's something that I have to work with on myself because I'm very, very critical on my editing or on my filming in general. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like that, and then people are just like, dude, it's pretty good. You just have to you just have to be patient with yourself. And I there's like you said to what Tan was saying, there's a pros and cons to my problem for being critical because it'll help me become a better filmmaker, and at the same time that you shouldn't be too judgmental about your work.
I feel like it's a pro to me to have somebody who's very critical around me also.
Right. Oh yeah, because that's how you learn. You learn from being. That was also my fear in film school. Was I would make a film, present it to the class, and then people would just be like, "This is shit." But then I finally realized to myself that you know what? No, I want more people to tell me that it's shit.
Right. It's very humbling in a way.
Yeah.
It's very humbling and
Right.
be able to like really. And I wish definitely like in the long run, the more projects I do, like I want to keep that humility, of course, because I mean.
Donnie, did you ever see my Verna Kareem? Do you remember her name? The film theorist, the time-lapsing girl who like chased herself with the black ghost mirror.
Oh, Maya Deren.
Maya Deren, thank
Dude,
you.
I'm doing. We were talking about that too in the other podcast that I said I'm rewriting.
That's right.
Or I'm not rewriting. Not rewriting, but I'm developing.
Revising.
Right.
Developing a script based off that character. And I told him that I had like 6 drafts. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
But what were you saying?
Oh, I would say I made a project inspired by her. I call it The Occupation of Thought. And
I remember that
in
one.
that video, that's probably my best work, even though my complacency is potent in that video.
Okay.
As like the lighting's a little too harsh in some places. There's like one scene. So I was doing a split scene. I was making 2 of myself in the same image,
Which is really hard to do if it's not perfect.
all you gotta do is like set up the tripod and not touch it again. And
It's a little hard. It's a little hard.
Really hard.
When I was filming it, I asked my brother was helping me. He was being like my body double, and he literally just tapped the camera, and it moved like 4 pixels down, but it screwed the entire thing up.
Wow.
But I went through, and when I was cropping it, I just added a little Gaussian blur across the bottom, and I had a keyframe the blur around this book that I placed down. I gave myself a book, and when I placed the book down, the Gaussian blur's underneath it, and I reached down and grabbed the book, and the second time I filmed it, so the blur has to move across the screen.
Oh, wow.
And when I definitely had the time and I had the money to shoot it again, but I was just like, you know what, I'll fix it in post. You know, I didn't say that, but I said it's still doable.
Okay,
and
so,
it turned out
No,
okay.
but you know my favorite scene from that, because you showed that in the film theory class, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, but my favorite one was the car scene
Yes.
where you're getting in the car.
Oh, when I get like every time I shut the door, it disappears.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That
Can
was
we
really,
insert that clip into this podcast?
that's
yeah,
possible.
we should. Yeah,
definitely.
that's possible.
We
That's
can.
possible.
We'll insert it time.
What would be a good modern movie that I can start on?
Dude, go watch Mesha's of Afternoon. Seriously,
Yes.
yeah, go watch it.
Okay.
You know, she was more of an experimental filmmaker, like
Okay.
I said last time. So her films are not narrative; they're more focused on creating, manipulating reality with editing and camera angles and all
Okay.
that kind of stuff. But I kind of want to also learn for me to develop a story and take that character and make a story with that character and make a film out of it.
Yes.
Is that a good suggestion?
It's on YouTube too. It's free.
It's
on
really
YouTube.
good.
I'll definitely
It
check
really
it out.
boggles the mind.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
When
Takes you on a journey.
when was that released? How long ago was
Oh
that
my
released?
god, I don't know, like
It's-
19 or 18.
Black and white.
Yeah,
so
black
it's
and white.
probably
Yeah, it's black and white, man. It's
I'm
pretty
sure.
old.
Well, I'll definitely get.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not really
Good,
good with years.
Good.
You know, if you guys don't mind, I have a question here that
Sure,
I'd like to
yeah.
ask. If you had the chance to ask a screenwriter a question, what would it be?
Oh.
It could be anybody. It can literally be
Hmm.
anybody.
So Kareem.
That like
No.
would it be like asking as a tip or like what like
Anything.
asking
Like anything. Like it could
Like,
be
what
literally
kind of
anything.
advice would you
You
like?
know what I mean? Like it could be about the film that your favorite film, or it could be
Right,
about
right.
just like, hey, what kind of shoes do you wear? No, I'm just kidding.
I would ask Christopher Nolan and his brother how they deal with the paradoxes of time in their movies.
Damn, that's very well said.
Because Interstellar is really entirely flawed because you can't go back in time. It doesn't work like that. Yet
But then
it
I don't
does.
understand how the science of that is true though.
So from the wormhole and
Right.
the black hole, everything else it's all theoretical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all
but
based
it's
on
as
theory, yeah.
close to accurate as possible.
Mm.
Like that's what it means scientifically accurate.
So it's like
close
it's
as it gets.
possible but not possible.
It
it's
works
not-
in theory.
It works in theory.
Theory.
It's not experiment. It's not
Which-
under experimented yet, but through
The
mathematical
wormhole-
calculations and
The wormhole, like the Eisenstein bridge, it's visually what they would predict it to be like, but there's no way that would ever happen unless you had just massive amounts of energy and it would last for like 1 second. That wormhole in the movie lasted like 100 years or 80 years.
Okay.
However old Murph was.
God, wow.
Didn't it about a year ago or 2 years ago a girl she drew a black hole? We never had
We
a
got
photo.
a picture of one.
We got
Yeah.
a picture of him.
Yeah,
The first
right,
one
right.
ever.
First
So
one, right.
sick.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So
How long did
sick.
it take that? Well,
I don't know,
I
dude.
think it
I'm
took
on
like
I asked the astronomer over there.
yeah. Like
How long did it
they-
take the
they-
picture?
Yeah, how long did it take that picture? I mean, like, I know that once I take the picture, was it like
One
a
frame
digital?
per second? No,
Was
just
it?
kidding.
No, was it a digital? Was it a digital picture?
Yes.
Yeah, but I know it takes long for it to capture the whole,
Yeah, it would
the
be
whole
like
thing, right?
X amount of hours with an open shutter.
Right.
And then you wait one Earth's rotation and do it again and that kind
Oh
of thing.
my
Yeah, yeah,
god,
that's
that
right,
must be
that's
like
right.
really daunting.
Exactly.
The
to do
black
that.
hole one, I don't think it was long exposure. I think it may have just been like a screen capture. Like I don't like when you do like
Oh.
giant galaxy pictures.
Okay.
That's when you do like long exposures because you need the most light to get all the stars in there. I don't know if the black hole is long exposure or not.
Okay.
We should check that out. Yeah.
I would ask probably the Wachowski sisters for The Matrix, because that was my favorite film, is like how do they develop the character? You know, like Neo, you know, like how do they just bring Neo up? Like what was their enthusiasm to bring up this character? You know what I mean? Because like he's just so fucking amazing. It's like, I mean, I love that movie. That movie was like one of my favorite movies ever. You know?
Okay. Well, for me, I mean, I like the Ocean's 11 series.
That's right. You
Yeah,
said that,
yeah. So, I don't have
Oh, no.
George Clooney. I don't know. I don't know who the screenwriter of those movies are, but I do want to be able to like. I'm pretty much going to ask whoever the screenwriter is. Can I like hang out with you for a day while you write your stuff? Because I just want to see your.
That's a pretty good idea.
Because I just want to see your process, how you think. I don't need to see what you're writing. I just need to like see your thinking process, like
So,
what
you know,
what
that brings up another question. Tan, what do you think is important about a film? What's the most important thing about a film?
To be entertaining.
Mm.
So we had this art class. Oh, you know what? This is our theory of film class, theory of film 1, I believe. We had to define film, and I was like,
define film.
Well, what is film? And to me, film is a form of entertainment. It's an art, right? We were defining art, sorry. And so I said art. We were defining film, but I use art as an example of how to define film. Because art to me is the purpose of art is to entertain, and to entertain means to literally occupy time.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a film occupies your time, then it is fulfilling its goal. Therefore, it is a good film. However, that's the very deadline basis of literal what it means.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what was the question again?
Yeah, I think you can answer the question.
But what's I'm saying, like, the thing is that you know, what's important about a film? You know what I mean?
To me, the important part is, I think more the important part is the story. To be honest,
I think the story too.
The story, I have to be captured with the story, and I kind of want to. Film is a form of media. That's what I always think, and media to me is effective if it captures.
I'm sorry,
me.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I think media is something different.
Well, no, it's
because there's media and there's entertainment.
No, yeah. But
when I look at media, I focus media on the news.
Oh, no, I'm more focused on, like, again, it's like an art piece. Film is like another art. Media is another. Film is another way to be able to project that art.
Okay.
And usually that's usually. I'm not saying media is the umbrella of art or umbrella, but to me, it's like that's another form of me to, like, project some sort of art, to project some sort of a message. Film is another.
That's a good point.
Film is another way for that, but yeah, to me, because I'm more of a media person than than
a filmmaker.
A film with intentions, if it gets the goal across, that's good.
Yes.
If it completes its purpose, so, like, you know, film is an art which entertains. It completes its purpose, therefore it's good. But if I create a film with a purpose, with a message to get across, if I get that message across, then I say it's a good film.
Yeah, but the thing is every film has a message, but not many
Joker.
people.
Well, no, this is the thing.
Not many people understand that message sometimes.
Yeah,
I blame them for that.
Yeah,
Or
the
storyteller for being inefficient.
Right. And there's a lot of a lot of audiences. I mean, each audience would like a film we don't like sometimes, and
That's true.
most of the time we don't like. And to them,
like I said, it's kind of hard to please everybody.
Correct.
You
Can we look
Yeah.
at Joker for an example?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course, dude. I love that film, man.
The media is like, oh my god, it's kill the rich. It's all about this. It's going to entice shootings. It's so anti-establishment. That's not the message of the movie.
Okay.
It's about mental health and taking care of the fallen people. Like,
right.
Because he's in the first scene is
Right from the
him
get-go.
is literally him talking to his social worker.
State government cuts the funding, and he's literally by himself.
See, for most of the audience are looking at an entertainment value more than the message value.
Sorry,
in that case,
can I bring up? That's actually an essential point, because there's one. The thing is well, for him to do violence was his sorry, I'm trying to.
Coworker.
No, you know how in the scene he was spoiler, by the way, so if you haven't seen the movie, but in the scene where he's like, nobody fully understands me, but now since after he killed those two people understand who he is.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was trying to communicate to people, but people were not able to communicate, and that was how he was able to communicate.
And I think
now, I'm not trying to promote violence here or anything like that. I don't want to get too political, because I hate politics. I'm telling you, right? I hate politics right now. Fuck politics, okay? But I'm just tying in that key essential moment where that movie announces itself, and I think that's where
and I hope just
or the hidden message, I would say.
Well, yeah, and I hope it hit the audience in that case where, like, it has, like, the serious, like, issues about mental health, of course, and
mental health is very, very important.
I would not call it a hidden message. Okay, and the reason why is because, like, in, like, every film class, like Film 110 workshop, or, like, whenever they tell you how to write a story, they always say, like, or, like, even in a song, the first, like, 30 seconds is your hook of the song. The first act is the hook of your story, and it tells the audience what it's going to be about. It gives you like the tone of the movie too. The first scene, it's about mental health. He's cut down and he's stuck in a therapist. Right. Like, that's the message right there. Like, okay, it's about health. Now everyone's distracted by how
even in that first scene, like, she asked him, "Do you have your journal?" And then in his journal,
negative thoughts.
yeah, in his journal, I can't remember the exact words, but it said that my death will bring
Joy,
something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like boom, right there on the spot.
So for somebody who haven't seen it's okay. I don't mind the spoilers, but for somebody who hasn't seen the film, which I think I'll watch because it's very intriguing.
You haven't seen the movie?
I haven't seen the
Okay.
movie. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're just
Donnie,
talking about.
you have not seen Joker?
Oh, Joker.
How dare you?
I haven't seen Joker.
Yeah, you haven't seen Joker?
I haven't seen Joker.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
You
Joker.
know how many movies I saw just yesterday?
I told you I'm not a person who just goes out to the
I
movies
saw
and say,
I
I'm a
saw
busy
3
person.
movies, dude.
Which ones?
I saw Honey Boy, I saw Charlie's Angels, and I saw The Gentleman.
I don't know the gentleman. Excuse me.
Gentleman
Oh,
was
yeah.
it's a Guy Ritchie film. The guy who directed the man. God, what was it? The Man Uncle. The Uncle Man.
Yes, the man.
The man. in the-
Is it the Gentleman Club?
the man. The Gentleman Club.
Yeah, the Gentleman.
But it was directed by Guy Ritchie. I can't think of his other movie. What's his other movie's name?
The Man from Uncle.
There we go. The Man from.
That was a fun movie to watch.
That was a good movie.
But
entertaining.
Again,
But the thing is, you know what I love about that movie, The Gentleman? Really quickly, I'm sorry. That movie was a movie within a movie.
okay.
Yeah. It's like say how quiet it gets.
Mind blown.
No, it was mind blowing. It was a
Okay,
movie
that's,
within a movie.
that's something to check out.
I'm
But
gonna go
go-
recommend. Go
But
see
I'm
it.
going.
I used to think my life.
Go back
was
to
a
Joker.
comedy.
Go back to
But I'm
Joker.
going back to
Tragic.
Joker. So yeah, I do want to see Joker. But do you think most of the my question is like, do you think audience see that message clearly more, or are there more into that hype? Like, oh, it's a Joker, Batman, DC comic movie.
Definitely part of the hype.
It depends on the audience.
Like,
I mean, like, well, from what you saw,
So-
from what you guys saw, the audience, are they more like? Do you notice them catching on with the hype more?
Okay.
Or
Well,
more
Tan,
today?
I mean, Tan, you remember we were in cinematography class, and I said that I love that movie, and not many people in class
yeah.
loved it. Everybody hated it.
Then they didn't get the message.
I think they were just trying to be hip and not go with the trend.
Well,
Right.
hey,
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
don't get the
respect. Hey,
message
listen,
then.
I'm gonna respect that. People have their own opinions, and I'll respect their own opinions. You know what I mean?
I will not.
But what I'm saying is that that movie was so amazing because, or so new because it was the perspective of the Joker. We've never seen a movie. Never seen a
This-
movie that had the perspective of the Joker. We've always seen the perspective of Batman.
Actually, yeah, that's why this movie really intrigues me more, because like Joker is such a pivotal figure in the Batman series.
But
This is a one way for me to, and they try to trickle in, and in the comic books they try to trickle in what Joker's role is, what's
His
his past,
background
but
and
it's
stuff.
very broad. But I felt like this is like the first time where they really got much more into deeper message in what Joker is.
Right.
And-
But then it all depends on, when you ask the message, all depends on the audience. If
Yeah,
some
yeah, right.
Because
But-
one audience is going to say, oh, it promotes violence. Tan is, and I can agree with Tan, is saying that it's promoting, not promoting, but the message is mental
Awareness
illness.
of mental
Mhm.
illness,
Yeah, I'll be aware of mental illness.
But yeah, but do you think my question is, do you think the majority audience are seeing that more, the message, or is it the hype?
I think it's mostly hype, but an
That's
example
probably
of
why
that
not a lot of
is
people see it.
the second I finished that movie, I went to the bathroom, and in the bathroom. Okay, so I might spoil.
Did you
a little
start
more,
doing the
if you don't
dance?
mind.
Okay.
So in the movie, spoiler alert to everybody else, he has a girlfriend for a while, and at the very end, he realized it was only his imagination. He wasn't actually dating her.
Yeah,
And
that threw me off.
Yeah, I was sold.
That
I
was-
like,
yeah.
All right. Anyway, so like, the movie ends. I go to the bathroom, and there's these 2 Chad guys in there, and they're like, "Dude, I knew they weren't dating from the beginning because she was way too hot from him." And I was like, "You're missing the entire point of the movie, dude."
Exactly, right.
So that right there, to me,
Right,
would be
right.
someone who appreciates the hype more than the actual
Understand.
message.
So it's depends on the people if they get it. You know.
Yeah,
what I
Right,
mean?
he
right,
literally,
right.
they like both look past mental health. Like, no, like she was too hot for him. And it's like, no, dude, this guy's crazy, and he's literally imagining dating a woman, like,
It's
and
not about
broken into
being-
her apartment.
Especially him coming into her apartment, and then she gets spooked up, and she's like, "You're the guy across the
Down the hall.
Of
Yeah.
course they're gonna put a hot chick in there because it's like a movie.
So we were talking about the message, okay, of a film. Yeah, that you guys think that the message is more important than the
art.
the art, or you were saying that the message. If some people don't understand the message,
Here's the thing. I feel like film. Okay, so to me, message and story is important. But if everything, all the aesthetics of it, editing, the camera, acting, if everything contributes well to delivering the message is king. Story is king.
Yeah, but then some people might not understand the message.
So there's two people at fault: the person who interprets it and the person who told the story.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then would you say that if let's say we're gonna go back to Joker because Joker is the topic right now.
Okay.
You understood that, okay, but then another person didn't understand that. Like you said that somebody in the bathroom didn't understand the film. Would you say that who's at fault? Did you think that the director of the film sent out or misled the information, or people are very hard to receive the information?
If I had to choose one, I would go with the audience in this one, only because to me it would. Oh, you know what?
See, it's because you can't base it off of, because if I send a message out there, but then people don't understand what kind of message I'm sending out there, then how are they going to be able to understand the film?
No, to be honest,
Does that make sense?
That's a good point.
Does that make sense?
That's a good point. But then you would really know who's like the best like filmmaker, because again, a filmmaker or a director should be able to direct how to deliver the message
Okay,
properly.
I got a question.
So
What is it?
So Kareem, say you made a movie and people didn't interpret the message right.
Right.
Would you consider that an inefficient method of filmmaking?
Okay, so
Like, how obvious did it make it for someone to
I
understand?
think I would. Now I'm a little slow on comprehending some stuff, so it takes me a while. Like I think I always have this quote where I think that you fully understand a movie after you see it twice. You will not fully understand it after seeing it once. I guarantee you that you have to go see it a second time to be able to understand the movie again. Okay, so back to the question, Tan. What was your question again?
Okay, so to make my question more clear, I would ask you, so you either dumb down your story to make your point across, or would you rather sacrifice the art of your movie or the story?
I would sacrifice the art. I think story is more
Really?
important.
Yeah,
I think the
story-
message is
yeah.
more important. The thing is that as a director and filmmaker, is that you have to be, this is where it comes to the 8-sequence structure. Is you have to break down your story in an 8-sequence structure, and you have to define, why is this happening to your character? How is it happening to your character? And then if your character changes at the very, very end of the film, you know what I mean? The more you develop your character and the more you change your character, I truly believe that the film will be more understandable and people are able to comprehend the message.
well, it's a part of I look at it as part of a paintbrush. Like even though you like a certain color, if it doesn't fit the whole picture you're trying to deliver, then yeah, you shouldn't use that color, even though this is your favorite color. So I'm sure like a lot of directors like do a lot of sacrifices. Like
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me is I always want to have a film where it gets people thinking at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, Inception. Did you guys all see Inception?
Yeah.
So the ending. So you remember when he spin the top?
Right.
Okay, and then it was slow. Like now, now for people who don't know, if it's spinning in the dream, it keeps on spinning, and that means you're still in a dream. If it stops, that means you're in reality. But at the very end, it seems like it's slowing down, but it just keeps on going, and then the movie ends. And at the end of the film, it's up to you to decide whether it stops or it goes. And I kind of like that in a film.
It's good. It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I love cliffhangers.
Yeah. Wow.
Tan, did you say you have another question or no?
Oh, that was the question.
Okay,
It was the
that
same
was
question, just
great.
related.
Well, we've had a successful second podcast here.
Let's do the introduction again.
Thank you guys. Well, yeah.
No. Do the introduction.
Oh, wait. Let me hold on.
Do the intro-
Okay, hold on. Wait.
You guys have to listen to this.
You have to listen to this. Okay. So, yep. Thank you guys for coming again. Thank you for listening to our
OpenBoxProductions
podcast, and we hope to see you.
Hope you guys can tune in.
Hope you guys can tune in next time to
OpenBoxProductions.
Next time we'll have music.
Oh
Royalty
yeah.
free.
I'll edit and add some music in there.
Okay, yeah. Find something royalty free.
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.